Alright, this is John Colo with OKRaw.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. I'm here in Las Vegas, Nevada at one of my favorite health food stores. It's actually called Stay Healthy. They're here on Rancho Drive in Las Vegas. And what I want to do for you guys today out there in YouTube land is actually take you guys inside the health food store or the supplement store and show you guys the products I love and the products I hate. Also, I'm going to share with you guys actually my ideas and thoughts on supplements and things in a bottle you could buy, as well as go through a lot of the store and show you guys my favorite products. So I guess let's come inside and learn more about my favorite and hated products at a supplement store. All right, so first, before I head into the store, I want to share with you guys, I want you guys always to support your local independent health food stores. They are going out of business left and right these days. I've been going to the trade show for the health food industry for over 20 years now, and I see, you know, the independent retailers getting smaller and smaller. So it's so important you guys support them instead of a big box, you know, online website like Amazon. I mean, the number one reason for that is because Amazon, they don't really police the supplements. There's a lot of like fake supplements out there that you're gonna buy. It looks real and the price is good and you buy it, and it's not even what they say on the bottle is not even in the bottle, right? So you're gonna get ripped off. Also, I recently bought some on Amazon I couldn't find in a local health food store, supplement shop, and the supplement was actually like 2 years expired. So I mean, Amazon does not rotate stock, they don't care. That's why the supplement store near you, you know, they pay attention to the expiration dates, and when something is getting close to expiration, they mark it down and put it on the sale rack. So they sell it in time before it expires. So if you guys want to come to Stay Healthy, they're open from 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday. And for a special $10 off discount, you want to go to their website. You get $10 off a $100 purchase with this if you join their email list. So I'll put a link down below to that. Let's head inside. All right, so let's head inside. So as you guys can see, in this store, there's lots of supplements, a lot of things in packages, bottles, and jars. Some I definitely like more than others. And we're gonna run you guys through just some of the main areas, and I'll get to share with you guys my thoughts about this store and some of the products that you actually might want to purchase and some of the products you actually might want to avoid. All right, first up, I'm going to show you guys the products that I hate the most in a supplement store. Not kidding. It's these guys. I don't care if it's organic pea protein, whey protein, all these proteins. I mean, this is up front and center in the supplement store, unfortunately. I'm sure they sell a lot of protein powder here because people think I need more protein to be strong. So the reason why I hate the protein powders, whether it's a whey protein isolate or even a vegan protein made or a pea protein, different kinds of protein powders, it's basically it's an extracted and processed product, and you're just getting one component of the food. So for example, you take you know, beets, and they extract out the sugar in beets and they sell you white powdered sugar, which we know is not healthy. So when you take out just the protein out of peas, right, why is that now healthy? Just because, oh, protein is better than sugar, right? To me, the goal, if you want to get more protein, is to eat more foods that are rich in protein, not take protein supplement. If you want to get pea protein, go buy frozen organic peas at Costco or Trader Joe's, or just eat some peas, right? They have protein along with fiber and all the other nutrients in the food. I don't want you guys to get suckered in to getting protein powders because you think you're deficient. The other thing, I think that if they're selling protein powders for vegans, like the Sun Warrior protein is all like the vegan stuff, right? You think that, oh, I'm on a vegan diet, I need the vegan protein because my diet is protein deficient. If you have a properly planned plant-based diet, including a whole spectrum of different fruits and vegetables, other plant foods, including beans, grains, nuts, and seeds, you're gonna get enough protein if you eat properly. Now, if you eat all fruit diet, right? Link down below to my video where I discuss how you may not be getting enough protein on an all fruit diet. That's why I recommend you eat a diverse diet with many foods so you can meet your protein requirements, but all your other nutritional requirements as well. And that's what I'll tell you guys right here in the supplement store, is that a lot of these supplements you don't even need. You don't even need to consider, you don't even need to buy them. And you know, the owner may not like me for saying that, but he'll probably agree with me on some levels, because if you have a properly planned diet with a diverse amount of different plant foods, you can get most all of the nutrients you need, with a few exceptions that I'll be covering in this episode. So actually, real quick, I want to just show you guys, if you guys feel you do want to get a protein powder, you know, don't get one of these. I'm going to show you guys the best protein powder in the store to buy. So if you guys feel you really need a protein powder and you guys want to buy something from your local health food shop, then definitely this is what you're going to want to get. You know, I've known the Sunforce brand for so many years, over 20 years now. I've known them. I've visited their facility in Phoenix. Link down below that video where I show you guys how they produce all their products and how it's tested in multiple stages for heavy metal contamination and other contaminants. But if you guys want to get a protein powder, you guys want to get one of these guys. One of these three. So you could get one of these, the spirulina mono, or other good quality spirulina powder that's been quality tested, a good chlorella powder. Or you could get this one. This is the elixir of the lake. This is actually a blue-green algae. So if you think about it, where do the fish get their protein, right? In the ocean, the food chain is the algae has all the protein. Small fish eat algae, bigger fish eat smaller fish, right? On the land, where do the land animals get their protein, right? Cows should be eating grass, right? That's where they get their protein. So eat more greens. But yeah, the algae have some of the highest levels of protein. And more importantly, it's not an isolated protein. It's not just protein powder. There's protein in here, super high in protein, but also lots of different vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, as well as beneficial fiber as well. All right, so another thing I want to discuss with you guys today is, once again, I want to encourage you guys to eat a diversity of foods. I've been sharing that on my channel for so long, and I know a lot of raw vegan diets or even vegan diets can get quite restrictive, and I can't eat things with gluten, I can't eat vegetables because they're toxic, I can't eat this, I can't eat that. And you know, I encourage you guys to diversify your diet, not only for the different nutrients, you know, phytonutrients, vitamins and minerals and unique kinds of fiber, but also it's gonna get you healthier. And if you guys could source the whole food, it could be a lot cheaper than buying something in a package. We're here at the Sunfood superfood display, and you know, I don't encourage you guys to buy organic beet powder. Why? You guys could go buy organic beets at the local health food store and juice them yourself, or you know, slice them up, put them on your salads, or even pressure cook them and eat beets, right? Instead of buying the beet powder. That being said, I would say you should go out and buy acai berry powder. Why? Because you can't buy acai berries at your local health food store. I've never seen them for sale. Maybe if you go to Brazil or something, you could find it, but they have a very short shelf life. So that's why I buy, you know, some superfood powders that can be quite beneficial for me, you know, due to the nutrients and fibers that are contained within them. So yeah, acai powder is one of the powders that I like to buy. I mean, maca powder could be beneficial. You know, cacao nibs, I encourage you guys not to buy chocolate bars, but you could buy cacao nibs. Link down below to my video how I turn 100% cacao nibs into a chocolate bar, which is actually quite delicious. I mean, I don't encourage you guys to buy pomegranate powder when you guys could buy pomegranates and juice and eat those. So yeah, I mean, the other thing is like the greens blend. All right, I got a green powder, right? What's in this green powder? You can see wheatgrass juice powder, barley grass juice powder, spinach powder, kale powder. Guys, grow some wheatgrass juice yourself, buy some kale, eat it in a salad, and mix this powder. But yeah, some other powders could be quite beneficial. All right, so now you guys can see we're in the major supplement aisle where they basically have all the different major brands that they sell here in different sections. So you know, what I will say is that there's so many different brands of vitamins and I have not researched them all. But what I do know is that when I do need to buy a supplement, you know, when my diet does not have that specific nutrient in it, or I feel I may need more of it for some specific reason, then I go to my trusted brands. And that's very important, guys. I want you guys to, you know, not just get any old brand of supplements, because what they say on the package might not actually be in there. And I'm glad that Now Foods actually does testing of their brand as well as other brands. They've done many tests where they test, you know, products they buy from Amazon, they send it off to a lab as well as theirs, and they list the results online for you guys to see, like how many basically supplements are a scam, you know. So you got to trust the brand you're buying to make sure that it actually, what they say is in there is actually in there. So I definitely trust the Now brand as one of the brands that I purchase when I need to buy a supplement. So another brand I tend to trust, you know, that has some good supplements and sometimes generally at affordable costs, are the Life Extension brand vitamins as well. So there's a few things from them I take. You know, I have taken in the past, like the NAD Plus from them. Then a few other ones actually they don't have here. But you know, here's the thing, my views on supplements are, once again, supplements should be to supplement your diet, not to take the place of a healthy diet. You know, if there's a nutrient in one of these that you could get somewhere else, then get it. I mean, one of the things I've taken, I do take the magnesium L-threonate, and I do believe that it helps me sleep better at night. You know, and I mean, I have plenty of foods that have magnesium, and I'm probably getting some magnesium, but when I started taking that, I started sleeping a little bit better, more soundly, and sleep is so important to your health. So now I want to show you guys probably the two most important supplements you guys might want to consider if you guys are on a vegan diet or even just any diet these days. Number one is the B12. This is the My Kind Organics, which I have used in the past, although I am not currently using them. But B12 is critical. It's not going to be found in plant foods, maybe in animal foods, depending on how the animal foods was raised. But studies show that most people are deficient in B12. If you want to know before you buy the supplement, get tested to see if your B12 levels, homocysteine and methylmalonic acid levels are in range. That's the way for sure to know, but supplements are cheap and blood tests cost a lot of money. Along my journey in being a raw vegan, I've seen my B12 supplementing very irregularly. Has always been like a little bit in the low range, and my functional indicators of the B12 have kind of been all right, but I started supplementing more regularly with the complement. So my link down below to my video on the complement supplement is what I take, that has a lot of the different nutrients that may be deficient in a vegan diet, so that I could be assured I'm getting all my micronutrient needs met. Because even if you're eating the healthiest diet and you're missing one micronutrient, right, that could make your diet not work as well, not give you the results or long-term results or results you want in the long run. So I don't want to get sabotaged by any specific nutrient that may be deficient. Another thing very important is, of course, the vitamin D3. They have vegan D3s, which I do take. I have also taken the non-vegan D3 in the past. I believe the best way to get vitamin D is through the sun. Many times of the year it's not sunny outside, and you can't make enough vitamin D unless you're in the tropics. So vitamin D is a critical to have for our immune system and for our overall health. So I don't want you guys to be deficient. So you may want to supplement as well. Once again, I did testing where I was in Puerto Rico for a week. Got my blood levels checked before and after Puerto Rico, and my blood went up when I was in Puerto Rico with my shirt off for most of the week. And then I started supplementing with the complement, and actually my levels got a bit higher. So that's what I'm going to tell you guys. I think that vitamin D can be quite helpful, and I do take that in the complement supplement. All right, next up is another nutrient that may be deficient on a plant-based diet, depending on what you guys are eating and how well your body is converting, right? So what that is specifically is, I won't say fish oil because it's actually algae oil. They sell a lot of different fish ones, but I recommend you guys get the algae version. This is just the one that they have here at the store that I like the most. It's the Sun Warrior algae-based Omega-3, but more importantly, it's a DHA and EPA from algae. I know some people in the raw foods and in plant-based community will say, we could make enough of the DHA and EPA, and while that is true, if you have the proper ratios of omega-3s to 6s, depending on what nuts and seeds and other foods you guys are eating, if you're eating extracted seed oils, you know, your ratios are probably not going to be right. There's several factors that determine whether you're going to convert them or not. So, I mean, I have friends on raw vegan diet that are working on making sure they get enough omega-3s from their diet and eating lots of different kinds of flax, chia, and hemp seeds, you know, and if you eat enough of those or a lot of greens without a lot of the omega-6 rich foods, you know, then maybe you could convert it I'm not taking that chance, so that's why I supplement. This is definitely important for long-term brain health. So I want you guys to pay attention to this. All right, the next potential nutrient deficiency you guys may have on a plant-based diet is iodine. I've been recently going over some published studies on iodine. I may likely have a video on it that I go more in depth than just this. But iodine is an essential mineral, trace mineral that we need in small, minute amounts. Too much iodine is really bad and not good, but too little is not good either. You want to be right in the exact range, right? I don't recommend you guys take like an iodine supplement. Much like the heme iron meat, is if you eat heme iron, it just basically goes right in you. If you just take an iodine supplement, it goes right in indiscriminately, so you can actually take too much. So you really got to be careful with an iodine supplement. That being said, what I prefer instead is taking like seaweed powder or just whole seaweed. So we got seaweed powders here, and we have some seaweed, whole seaweed here. And I like to include seaweed on a regular basis in my diet. It's an excellent way to get iodine, and your body will absorb it as needed, more like the iron in plant food. So it'll selectively uptake it somewhere between 25 to 75% potentially, depending if you need it or not. That being said, you shouldn't overdose on the seaweed or eat too much seaweed either, because then, you know, you could get too much iodine as well. So yeah, iodine, nutrient that you will want to consider, and you may want to supplement, although I prefer not to buy, you know, kelp in tablets or whatever. I prefer just to eat the clean seaweed. All right, so as you guys can see, we're standing in the aisle with basically all the different herbal supplements. You know, some are extracts and tinctures, and some are like whole and different powders. So here's my opinions on the different herbal remedies. You know, of course, if you have a medical situation, you want to see a qualified medical doctor practitioner. I mean, here's the thing for me personally. I would rather take an herbal remedy for some kind of situation that I had that I needed to correct, instead of a pharmaceutical drug, right? Before we had pharmaceutical drugs, they had herbs and natural remedies, such as the ones they sell here at the health food store, right? Of course, the whole goal is to eat healthy so you don't have any problems, so you have to take the herbs. That being said, you know, hey, if you got a weak liver, for example, taking some milk thistle might be quite beneficial to help your liver detoxify. So in general, I only take different kinds of herbs, medicinal herbs, as needed if I have some kind of situation that I'm working on. Otherwise, my goal is to eat a diversity of food. I mean, I can see they have like cinnamon and slippery elm and passion flower and licorice root, lemon balm, and all these ginger supplements, right? Just eat some ginger as an herb on in your food sometimes. You know, eat some passion fruit, have some turmeric, put cinnamon in your grain bowl like I do in the morning, so you don't have to take a supplement in a larger quantity to deal with a certain specific situation that you may have. All right, so now we're in the mushroom section, and what I'm going to tell you guys is when I first got into being a raw vegan, I ate a few mushrooms and I was like against them, but knowing what I know now, I should have been eating them all these years. I think mushroom powders can be quite beneficial if processed in the right way from a company and brand you trust. I definitely trust the Host Defense brand. That's Paul Stamets' company. That's probably one of the most recognized and best brands to buy mushroom supplements and powders. That being said, instead of buying, mushroom powders like, turkey tail or maitake, I could go to my Asian market and buy maitake mushrooms, cook them up, and then eat them, right? So my goal is to not take mushroom powders, but instead of taking a lion's mane powder, I just buy lion's mane, cook it up, and add it to my raw or cooked meals and eat it, right? This way you'll get it without having to buy expensive supplements. It's a lot more affordable, and you could, source it locally. So another thing I love at health food stores, or in this case a supplement shop, which is quite rare to see, is I love the bulk herb section. I mean, they got wheatgrass powder, they got all different kinds of chlorella powders, they got different kinds of herbs that you could buy in bulk. So buying your herbs in bulk is a lot less expensive than buying them in a little package. So I love that they have the largest selection of bulk herbs here in Las Vegas at Stay Healthy. They have like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 racks full of different kinds of bulk herbs. If there's a bulk herb you're looking for, they probably got it here at Stay Healthy. Everything's labeled and it's like just per ounce, so you can save lots of money. They got cayenne powders and cinnamons and comfreys and different things to make teas, and they sell the capsules. You could make your own capsules if you don't want to just, you know, put some of this stuff in a smoothie and drink it. But yeah, I love that they have this bulk section, and I wish that, you know, other health food stores would have bulk sections. Like the olden days, they seem to be disappearing and everybody's going to more packaged stuff. So my props off to Stay Healthy for having such an amazing bulk herb section. So another product I like at the health food store that actually I take myself on a daily basis are digestive enzymes. While digestive enzymes can help us digest our food, they could also do other things in the body when there's systemic enzymes. But the product I'm currently taking, although I'm going to try to switch this out really soon, is the Digestol. This is 100% vegetarian enzymes. This is the product that's definitely the good price and good quality product that I find helps me digest my food a bit better in the evening, especially when I eat the heat processed food that I've added to my diet. Another product that I'm a big fan of are the different green powders. I touched on this earlier as being like, being high in protein, but the cool thing about the green powders, I mean, the Vitamin Mineral Green is one of my favorites. There's a lot of brands out there that I simply don't trust. If you look at the ingredient label, it's sometimes, the main ingredient is like flax powder or some kind of filler product without having a lot of greens. So you really got to watch it. Vitamin Mineral Green is a really good concentrated product. Another one that they have here that I don't see too often is the Ron Tea Gardens Tonic Alchemy. The cool thing about this is that this has 91 different tonic herbs, probiotics, greens, seaweeds, fruits, and vegetables in this one product. So this allows you to get a lot more diversity in, putting in a vacuum blended smoothie, or just mixing it in with some juice or water and drinking it, so you guys get a lot more nutrients. Now, the thing I want to tell you guys about the green powders is that they are highly concentrated, so they got to take a big masses of food, dehydrate it, powder it up, and then they put it into a container. So you don't need that much. I know some people will say green powders are a waste of money, but I feel that they can be helpful. They're probably not the first thing I'd buy, but if you have some extra money, it would be good to have, once again, insurance to ensure you're getting a wide spectrum of different nutrients, especially in the Vitamin Mineral Green has different kind of like algae powders, seaweeds, so you could get your iodine and other trace minerals that you may not be getting in your traditional diet. All right, so now we're in the antioxidant section of the health food store, and they got lots of different kind of supplements you could take to supplement your diet. I mean, I just saw one on lutein. Like, fools, don't take a lutein supplement. Eat foods with lutein like kale, right? And other greens have lutein and zeaxanthin, good for your eyes. Eat marigold flowers, probably one of the lutein, supplements here are actually extracted from marigold petals, right? Eat them instead. Sprinkle some marigold petals on your salads, right? You don't have to buy a supplement. That being said, the one supplement, or maybe two in this area that I really like, number one is the bioastin or the astaxanthin, right? You're not really able to buy the algae that makes the astaxanthin. It's a really beneficial, highly antioxidant. It'll actually get into your bloodstream and get into your skin, protect your skin from sun damage, protect your brain from, oxygen starvation should that ever occur. But this is something, it also could help your skin, make your skin look a lot nicer too. But yeah, this is one supplement that I do like to take myself. I did try to buy the algae that they make this out of, but the algae oxidizes so fast and it went bad. So also be sure when you're getting one, if you're vegan, to make sure you get vegan caps. Most of these are in gel caps, unfortunately. In the past, I've also taken some resveratrol supplement. I think that can be helpful. My goal is to grow Japanese knotweed and then eat the knotweed for my resveratrol. Of course, I also eat other foods rich in resveratrol, such as the black grapes versus the green grapes that I know a lot of you guys normally choose. All right, here's another product that I love a lot. It's the Colloidal Silver products, but I don't take that as a supplement. Although I may use it irregularly if I have like a sore throat, I may gargle with Colloidal Silver. I don't generally will take it as a supplement, but what I do like to do is I like the Colloidal Silver First Aid Gel. Anytime I get a cut, I'll wash my hand with soap and water, right, to get that going. And then I'll put some of the Colloidal Silver on there instead of a Bactine or some other kind of toxic, bacterial side, right, I use the Colloidal Silver gel. So I love this a lot. You could also even brush your teeth with this if you want to. But yeah, that's what I love, the Colloidal Silver gel. I use that as needed when I do cut myself. So I really love that this supplement store also carries some organic food products that I really love. And once again, my message to you in this video at the supplement store is to eat a diversity of foods so you could cover all your bases, whether that's different kinds of fiber, plant phytonutrients, vitamins, or minerals, right? Every food has different kinds of nutrients. You know, one of the things I started doing was I started eating some oatmeal, right? And hey, oatmeal is great, but what if I could add things to the oatmeal? So you know, I've added, you know, millet as well as quinoa to my oatmeal, so now I could have 3 different kinds of grains instead of just one. I've also even added in amaranth as well as buckwheat and tartan buckwheat to even expand my grains more. I'm going to be soon getting like organic sorghum and some other grain from Africa that I just learned about, and kind of mix it in. So when I have a grain bowl, I have like 5 different kinds of grains, all with different kinds of nutrients, different kinds of trace minerals, to ensure that I'm getting all the nutrients I need. And that's what I would encourage you guys to do as well. Now, while I'm in this section here, you can see they have the cocoa powder, which I'm definitely not a fan of cocoa powder. It's an extracted product, but I am more of a fan of the cacao nibs, which is more of a whole food. In, you know, eating it in moderation. Don't eat that all the time. But if you miss the taste of chocolate, you want to flavor like chocolate in a healthy method that will actually improve your digestion, right? Then you guys want to get this stuff. This is the Carob powder. Carob powder is actually a bean, and it has 0 caffeine, no theobromine in there. It's actually a really good beneficial fiber that can feed your gut microbiome. So actually in my grain bowl, I'll also add some Carob powder every day along with some mesquite powder. You know, another unique grain actually that does grow here in the desert to give my body lots of different kinds of fiber, and more importantly, vitamins and minerals and phytonutrients. So I'm so glad they're selling the Carob powder here. Can be hard to find. So now we're in the section with the different bee products, including the royal jelly, the propolis, and even the bee pollen granules. In general, I'm not a big fan of the bee products. The bees make the products for the bees so that the hive could be healthy, and then the humans come in and steal their products, which is not cool, and then leave the bees with nothing. So then there could be colony collapse disorder and all these crazy things happening because, you know, people are stealing the propolis out of the beehives and all this kind of stuff. Now, while these may have some benefits, you know, I encourage you guys to do even one better than buying a bee supplement. So, for example, instead of buying the bee pollen, right? What's bee pollen? Bee pollen is basically the bees, the worker bees go around and collect the pollen from all the different plants. They bring it back, they coat it with some stuff so it sticks together, then the farmer steals it, puts it in a can, and then they sell it to you for, wow, 25 bucks. So instead, I want you guys to go around and collect your own pollen, right? Go get pine pollen off the pine plant. You know, it'll drop and make your car all yellow and make it a mess, right? You could eat the flowers and lick the pollen off flowers. I'm not kidding, guys. I do this while I'm in my garden, and if I see pine pollen, you know, I'll just suck some of the pine pollen, right? It's not as concentrated, it takes a lot of work to get some of the pollen, you know, but that's a lot better method than getting bees. Of course, if you guys want to have your own pollen, I encourage you guys to get your own hive, encourage the bees, and not steal all their pollen. But, you know, hey, if they got extra pollen, you could, you know, dip a little bit off the top so you could have it. You know, I have a video down below where I discuss, you know, about more ethical beekeeping, which unfortunately is not done in the industry. All right, as you guys can see, we're next to a refrigerated case, and good supplement stores will have most of their probiotics in a refrigerated case. Some probiotics are shelf stable and don't need to be in refrigeration. That being said, while probiotics, I have taken them in the past, can be quite beneficial. The problem is there's many different strains of probiotics, and just because it's a probiotic doesn't mean it's going to be good for you. You need to make sure you get the right strain, and also know what's going on in your body to know if you need that specific strain or not. So probiotics, I don't necessarily just recommend blanket statement taking them like I do with enzymes. However, if you guys do want to get some probiotics in you, then I would say get it in a food format. So, you know, at this health food store here, they got 2 different versions. You know, while there's many fermented foods out there, kimchi, sauerkraut, you know, they got the You Got This, which is actually a really nice fermented probiotic coconut water. I've drank this all the time. To me, this is a lot healthier than kombucha, but it also costs a lot more. Another product they have here that I haven't seen, this is actually a fermented beet tonic, raw probiotic vegan. So, you know, that's another probiotic fermented product I want you guys to take. Of course, you guys want to learn more about my favorite fermented beverage product. Link down below to my video on the Kefir Lab, which is fermented kefir that has over 100 trillion probiotics, actually more than even the supplements here. I mean, these probiotics here say, oh, we have 20 billion, 50 billion, 50 billion, 400 billion. Whoa, that's a lot. No, the supplement I take, the fermented beverage I take, has 100 trillion per bottle, which is insane. All right, so even better than buying a pre-made probiotic product that can actually be quite expensive at a health food store, I want you guys to make your own, and now I'm gonna show you guys the easiest fermented probiotic product you guys could make in as quick as 1 day in the summertime. Of course, this depends on where you live and the temperature inside your house. So what you're gonna wanna do is you wanna get this stuff right here. You can get this brand, or other brands are out of stock on the Jarrow brand. I've also got the Now brand, but you want to get the S. Boulardi probiotic, right? Get any one in a capsule. This does not have to be refrigerated like some other probiotics. This is actually a beneficial yeast that they discovered many years ago that was actually on lychee skins when there was cholera outbreak over in Asia one time. One of a doctor over there saw that like some certain people weren't getting the cholera and they weren't getting sick, and they found that these people were having the lychee tea with the lychee peel tea, and the reason for that is that the lychee peel tea had the Saccharomyces boulardii in there, which then protected their gut from getting the cholera, right? You may be more prone to getting stomach aches and different kind of E. coli if you don't have enough of the Saccharomyces boulardii in you, and this is a transitory probiotic, right? It doesn't hang out too long. It hangs out maybe a month or 2 months or something, but then it's out of you. So this is something that I drink and make regularly. So to do that, you just need 2 products from your local health food store. You just need the boulardii. I do store this in the fridge, although you don't have to. And then you need something to ferment it in. So then I buy this. This is what I buy to ferment it in. This is the pure Tart Cherry Juice, not from concentrate. So I'm so glad that they have this here. This can be hard to find. Most juices are from concentrate. So you're thinking, John, that's a pasteurized juice, man. That's bad. Well, yes, I sell juicers, and it's always best to make your own fresh juice. But the issue is if you make a fresh juice, number one, I can't even find tart cherries to make juice out of it. Number two, when you guys make a fresh juice, there's just natural bacteria in there in the air, and if you ferment it, even if you add this, you may not get the proper fermentation because some of the other bacteria could outcompete this bacteria, and now you're having a wild ferment, which, hey, there's benefits to wild ferments, but when I'm fermenting my Saccharomyces boulardii, I just want Saccharomyces boulardii. So basically I could put, like I put 2 capsules, this is a 10,000 billion CFU per capsule. I'll just dump 2 capsules in there, which is then 20 billion CFU in the bottle. I let this sit on my countertop, you know, in the summertime when my house is like 80 degrees, and within a day or 2 days, it's now automatically carbonated and bubbly. And how I use this is that before I go to bed at night, in the evening after my dinner meal, I'll have like, you know, I don't know, 8 ounces to 12 ounces of this, so it's like nice and carbonated, so it takes the place of a kombucha that I used to drink a long time ago. It also has the benefits of the tart cherry that is said to have melatonin and can help you sleep better. So that's what I love to do, make this in a day, much cheaper. That's why I use pasteurized juice, so I have a stable ferment, and if I put, you know, 20 billion in here, by the time I drink it, there's probably over 100 billion because they multiply, and you know, so I'm drinking really shots of Saccharomyces boulardii that I've cultivated in my own home. This time of year, it's the winter time, so maybe take 2 to 3 days instead of 1 to 2 days. I just drink it, and if it's a little bit carbonated, that's good. And if I still taste sugar in there, then I let it go a little bit further to get less sugar out. And that's important. You want to make sure that there is some sugar content in the juice you choose. I started first doing with pear juice, but I'm like, I'm not going to do this with pear juice. You know, I want a functional juice. You know, you could use a tart cherry, cranberry, pomegranate, or even the black cherry are my favorites to use with the S. Boulardii. So now while we are here in the probiotics department, I also want to share with you guys another 2 products that I love a lot. Number 1 is the Dr. Ohhira's Probiotics 10 Plus. This is my favorite probiotic. I take this always, have this in my travel bag when I travel, and if I get like traveler's diarrhea or traveler's upset stomach or anything, I'll take like 4 of these capsules, and it appears to, you know, basically fix it, you know. And the other thing about this probiotic, unlike most probiotics, this is actually fermented food in a capsule. So don't think of it as a probiotic supplement that's like this white powder stuff. This is actually fermented food in a capsule. So made in Japan, where they play music to it from the mountains. Made in wooden vats, right? So this stuff is the most legit probiotics you guys can find. Unfortunately, not many stores sell the Dr. Ohhira's, so I'm glad they sell it here. So the final product in this area that I want to highlight is prebiotic powders, right? They have 2 here that I might consider. Each one's a little bit different. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, John, you take a fiber supplement? Man, you eat so much fiber. Why do you take a prebiotic fiber supplement when you eat, like, basically your whole diet is plants and everything has fiber in it? Even the juices I drink have some fiber in it. That's because, you know, in the prebiotic fiber supplements that I buy, I get fibers that are not occurring in my food. So like in this prebiotic fiber supplement, there's guar gum, inulin, fructooleosaccharides, organic acacia, and larch aeroblactin. So, you know, while I do get some FOS and inulin in my diet through the different roots and that I eat, and sometimes some green bananas, the other fibers I'm not getting, and it's very important. Every different kinds of prebiotic fiber will feed different bacteria within us. This is why in my microbiome test, when I first started and not supplementing any prebiotic fiber and not really paying attention to what I was eating, I had a total diversity score of 750, right? I have gotten 3 subsequent tests after that. It was 750, 750, jumped to 850. My last test was 950, where I've implemented a whole bunch of different prebiotic fibers. You know, and I'm doing this specifically because I can't digest the fiber, but my microbiome can. My goal is to have a greater diversity of microbes that can create more resilience and a longer, healthier life, you know, for me. So I'm a big believer at this point in time in prebiotic fiber supplements, especially the fibers that you're not getting in your normal diet. Of course, the goal is to get all the fibers you need from your diet, but even then, I mean, when the heck am I going to eat, you know, acacia leaf or guar gum, or where am I going to get that from in higher quantities? So that's why I love my prebiotic fibers these days. All right, so this is the section with some of the different trace mineral product supplements that you guys can buy. And my goal is to get as many of the trace minerals I can from the food. You guys heard about the iodine earlier. I like to get that from seaweed instead of taking an iodine supplement. You know, instead of taking a selenium supplement, for example, you guys could eat some Brazil nuts, right? And likewise, you know, there's many different other trace minerals, zinc, and all these other minute trace minerals that may not be found in the normal food supply if you're only eating fruits and vegetables in any high enough quantities, because most agriculture farmers are not adding this back to the soil. So for that reason, that's why I believe unique seeds such as sesame seeds, sunflower seeds, and even watermelon seeds are essential to have in small quantities, because they'll have some of these, you know, they'll be concentrators of some of these trace minerals that normal fruits and vegetables may not have, so you guys aren't deficient in some of these essential minerals that can be very important for immune system health, as well as many other different reactions in your body. As you guys can see, we're in the body care section of the health food store, and you know what I'm going to tell you guys is this: I'm not the biggest body care person, although the body care items that I buy are natural. You know, my toothpaste and different kinds of, you know, soaps and shampoos and whatnot. And I'd encourage you guys to use more natural products. You know, it saddens me when I go to visit a friend that's a raw foodist and he's still using Pert shampoo and, you know, the traditional Barbazol shaving cream and all these just normal products that have a lot of toxins in them. If you're taking the time to eat healthfully, eat right, supplement some of the things that I've shared with you guys before, I want you guys to use some natural body care. I'm not going to recommend any particular brands because I'm definitely no expert in this area. Maybe one day when I have a girlfriend, she'll know about all this stuff. But I do recommend you guys, you know, change out all your traditional products for some healthier versions. I do recommend the Environmental Working Group Skin Deep database, where they will basically rate different, even natural products to share with you guys the ones that have the least amount of toxins or offending ingredients in there. That being said, the thing I am really big on is especially my facial skin, and I have a dry skin type myself. I've had it since I was a child, and the one thing I put regularly on my skin most days actually is the jojoba oil, whether you guys want to get the Desert Essence or the Now brand. You know, I use jojoba oil because I feel that's closest to my skin's natural sebum, you know, that I would put on. Doesn't get oily or greasy. I used to use coconut oil in the olden days, but I now use the jojoba oil. It absorbs much better, and I like it a lot more. I would actually recommend that for you guys as well that are looking for something to put on your face that's all natural. Of course, I get only the organic one these days. All right, so I think that brings me to the end of this video today at the Stay Healthy health food store here in Las Vegas. And the final thing I want to mention is that, you know, I'm highly against, you know, all those stupid air fresheners with toxins, but what I am for is I am for aromatherapy and essential oils. This is their essential oil section, and I'm so glad they have displayed primarily the Now brand, which is a brand I trust that has generally some of the best prices, most affordable prices, and actually high quality products. So they have all the different testers of different kinds of essential oils, from lavender to orange, and I love just like smelling them. I mean, smelling an essential oil could change your state, could change your day. I have an essential oil atomizer in my house that I could just basically waft through my air. You know, I can make it smell like the pine forest or whatever. Here's one I like to use at night. It's called the Peaceful Sleep. And they got all kinds of different essential oils. So I'm a big fan of essential oils, and I encourage you guys to get some essential oils. You know, instead of the toxic air fresheners, use essential oils. So I think that's pretty much it for this episode. That's all I got today. Hope this episode was quite valuable for you guys to see what the products that I like and the products I don't like here at a supplement store. I want to thank the Stay Healthy Las Vegas store here on Rancho Drive. I want you guys to come out and visit them. Once again, link down below so you guys could save $10 off $100 by joining their email list on their website. You can visit them also at stayhealthylasvegas.com. And hopefully if you guys enjoyed this episode, hey, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. If I get a lot of thumbs ups, I'll come back and interview the owner about the inside scoop about the supplement industry. Also, be sure to share this video with other people you think it can help so that they could learn some of my favorite products after living in the natural products, natural foods industry for the last 29 years now. This is what I've come up with in a summary video for you guys. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss my new upcoming episodes I've come out every 5 to 7 days. You never know where I show up or what you'll be learning on my YouTube channel that will benefit you, your family's health, and allow you to eat more healthy plant foods. Make sure you click the little bell so you get notified as many videos come out. And finally, be sure to check my past episodes. The past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 800 episodes at this time on this channel dedicated to teach you guys all about how to eat the healthiest plant-based diet on the planet. So I'll put links down below to some videos I made in the past regarding supplements as well, so you guys can learn more about that. And so with that, my name is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. We'll see you next time, and until then, remember, keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables. They're always the best.